think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
The comparison, listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
He tried. You catch him, he want to catch you back. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, he's not. Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo reacted to Terence Crawford accepting Floyd Mayweather's fight offer by warning that Crawford would beat Floyd in a match. He said Crawford is the better fighter right now and deserves full credit for what he's done. Canelo called Terence amazing and praised his skills and timing. He believes Crawford has proved himself in many weight classes and that fans and experts should recognize his greatness. He has earned respect throughout the boxing.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Garage Hackett shared his view on Canelo's comments about Terence Crawford, noting the difference between Canelo's loss to Floyd Mayweather and Crawford's later win over him. Hackett said that when Canelo fought Mayweather at 23, he was not fully developed and lacked the experience he has now. In contrast, Crawford faced a mature and highly skilled version of Canelo, the face of boxing. That's why, in Hackett's eyes, Crawford's win was even more impressive since it came against Canelo at his peak, not the younger fighter Mayweather once beat.
Heard that what I think is when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Joe Rogan was amazed by Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez. He pointed out that Crawford moved up to whole weight classes at 37 years old, something rarely seen in boxing history. Rogan said no one at that age has ever beaten a fighter as great as Canelo, making the victory historic. To him, it wasn't just a win, but a milestone that showed Crawford's greatness and secured his place as one of the most remarkable athletes in boxing.
It's like you're watching, like, wow, towards the end, towards the final rounds, it really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on him. I'm like, this is amazing.
You know, one of those rare, like, that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Yeah. Something special. And
something
he's
really
30,
special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah. One of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. I could barely go bowling.
Paulie Malignaggi joined the debate over who is greater, Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford. He said such arguments never really end because both fighters represent different eras, with different challenges. Malignaggi explained that comparing them is fun for fans and experts, but there's no clear answer since both have strong claims to greatness. He praised Floyd's perfect record and legendary career while also crediting Crawford for winning in multiple divisions. For Malignaggi, it's the discussion itself that makes boxing exciting.
Tough 154 pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. Remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. People talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So Mayweather, even if you're saying, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54.
Timothy Bradley gave a strong opinion, saying Terence Crawford has what it takes to beat Floyd Mayweather too. Bradley said Crawford has the perfect mix of intelligence, adaptability, power, and technique to handle Floyd's defense. He believes Crawford's quick adjustments and sharp timing would give Mayweather big problems, even in his prime. Bradley's comments showed his deep respect for Crawford's skills and belief that the Omaha fighter belongs among boxing's all-time greats. To him, Crawford could even surpass the sport's most untouchable legends.
The GOAT, oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's going to reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He going to reach with that right hand against Crawford? He going to get slept reaching with that backhand the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? No, man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't going to work. That is not going to work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Some boxing voices say that for Crawford to truly surpass Mayweather's legacy, he must take on a huge challenge against Dmitry Bivol. Bivol's size, skill, and dominance at light heavyweight make him a real test that could raise Crawford's legacy even higher. These critics argue that if Crawford beats Bivol, it would prove he can defeat a prime, bigger, and technically elite opponent. Such a win, they say, would remove all doubts and cement Crawford as greater than Mayweather, a true boxing legend in history.
Let's see Bud next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might might have surpassed TBE in Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd's resume?
Reports say Terence Crawford plans to make history by becoming a 6-division world champion, something very few fighters have done. Already famous for conquering many weight classes and top opponents, Crawford's goal to climb even higher shows his hunger to keep testing himself. The idea of him fighting at middleweight has excited the boxing world, because it means facing naturally bigger and stronger fighters in the 160-pound division.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford wants to become a 6-division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janibek, who is seen to be the best 160-pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top three glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became undisputed there.
Adding more excitement, Janibek Alan Canely has directly challenged Crawford, daring him to fight at middleweight. Janibek, an undefeated champion with a growing name, sees this as a chance to earn a career-defining fight against one of the best boxers of this era. For Crawford, accepting it would not only build his legacy, but also prove his power in another division. Whether this fight happens or not, the possibility alone has sparked major debate, making Crawford's next move one of boxing's most watched stories.
He faced at welterweight and became undisputed there. The next glamour division is middleweight, 160, that Marvin Hagler, made famous, many middleweights, Sugar Ray Robinson. It's a glamour division, right? Sugar Ray Leonard moved up there, Tommy Hearns, that's a glamour division. And obviously, the division that carries the sport of boxing when it's on top is the heavyweight division. Then you can make a case for the lightweight division, so on and so forth, right? I would say the lightweight division is number 4. So Terence Crawford became a champion at lightweight, right? So with that said, you have Janibek, who's seen as the best fighter there. He's the IBF WBO champion.
An analyst recalled the story of Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last man to beat Terence Crawford as an amateur. He said that beating Crawford today would take incredible preparation and skill, just like trying to defeat Floyd Mayweather in his prime. The analyst noted that Crawford has become one of the toughest fighters around, mixing strong defense with sharp offense. Like Mayweather once did, Crawford now carries that same unbeatable aura. His timing, defense, and accuracy make him a fighter that opponents must train endlessly to face.
Beat Terence Crawford. What did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. What he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang the body with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. As I remember, that's exactly what I did. Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. He cut his height down, and I stayed in his chest. And you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more so.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, with Bud, I thought, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And you know, Gamboa, you know, showed parts of that. You know, and Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you.
Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight Bud, I see Bud fighting even still to this day, but I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he want to catch you back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, shared his thoughts on the win over Canelo Alvarez. He said the fight was easy for Crawford because they were prepared for every situation. Bomac also talked about critics who question Crawford's career choices, saying people always name fighters they think he should face. When he doesn't, they call him scared. But Bomac rejected that idea. He said Crawford follows his own path, and his success in the ring proves his legacy should speak for itself, not public opinion.
Absolutely, but they're probably thinking the way we were all thinking, that just because of the weight he should be okay because he's the naturally bigger man. But someone like Crawford, obviously, who's done what he's done, you have to be on the top of your game. And I felt with Canelo, it was probably too many single shots that he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing the usual singles and backing it up because he was getting counted. And
he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it wasn't just that Canelo was bad, is what I'm trying to get at. Crawford was absolutely sensational on the night and the deserved winner and one of the best.
Because the other side of the argument would be that they actually thought they might be getting Crawford at the right time because they hadn't fought for a while and had some particular surgery. I mean, did it go, as I said to you at the top of the show, Bomac, I mean, I watched you in the corner and I thought it was a exercise in how a corner should be conducted in terms of the communication, the coherency of it and the discipline behind who spoke, when they spoke, what they said and what needed to be heard. Did the fight go exactly as you had mapped out in your mind and what you thought would manifest itself? Is this your last fight? You know, which really annoyed me with Max Kellerman going in and making that the stop part of his questions. Do you think, Bomac, that he gets the recognition and the appreciation that his achievements merit?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Why do you think that is?
I think because of the simple fact that Terence is his own man. You know, he knows the path that he wants to go. And some of the boxing critics or some of the boxing people around boxing figure he should go this route or he should go that route. When he didn't go that route and he went this route, or he's ducking the other middleweights. I mean, the other welterweight, so he's ducking the 140-pounder. No, he's not ducking them. He's just not available. Well, he should have went this way. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way because that's the way I wanted to go.
Tony Jeffries added to the debate by explaining what made Floyd Mayweather unbeatable in his era. He said Mayweather's greatness came not just from defense, but from his footwork, timing, and ability to outsmart opponents. Jeffries said Floyd's movement was nearly perfect, allowing him to frustrate top fighters. He also reminded fans that Mayweather defeated many legends during his career. Jeffries concluded that while Crawford's success is incredible, Mayweather's record and technical skills still make his career one of the best in boxing history.